Hi, I'm Helen, and today's yoga practice will be a practice to build strength. It will be a Vinyasa flow class, maybe a bit power yoga-y. And all you will need is yourself, a mat, maybe some blocks. And without further ado, we'll begin. We'll start today's practice standing, bringing the feet around hip distance apart, knees stacked over ankles, hips over knees, shoulders are back and down, palms facing forward. Spine is long. Crown is to the sky, chin parallel to the earth. Close the windows of the eyes and spend a moment or two just centering in, noticing the breath, noticing the feet in contact with the earth, wiping the slate clean from the morning or the day you've had or anything that you've got coming up ahead later. Allowing yourself to just enjoy this time here on the mat. One more long deep breath. And you slowly open the eyes. On an inhale, palms come up to the sky. Fingertips together. Elongate the spine. Feet grounding down into the earth. Rooting down to rise. Exhale, hands come down. Again, inhale, lift. Exhale, down. One more. Inhale, lift. And exhale, down. On the inhale, palms come up to the sky. Circle the right wrist with the left fingertips, bringing the right foot behind, leaning over to the left for this gorgeous side stretch. I think this is one of my favorite postures in yoga. And back to the midline, over to the other side. Elongating the waist, pulling out this top wrist. And back to center, one more of these each side. And to center and over to the other side. And back to the center. Coming back to the midline. Arms will come out to cactus. Grounding down all the way into the left foot, bringing the right knee up to the chest. And then rotating towards this right knee. Just working on a little bit of spinal rotation and come to the other side. So very mindful movements. Focus in the mind to attain the balance. Strengthening that standing leg. One more each side. Juicing up the core here. And back to the center. Coming to the top of the mat, inhale, palms up to the sky. Exhale, forward fold from the waist. Maybe bending the knees, allowing the body to drape over it. We're just warming up still, remember. So the backs of your legs and the knees and the calves just need to be woken up a little bit. If you're able to, maybe you can start to straighten. Belly is inside. Draping the body over. Maybe pedaling one foot out at a time, bending each knee. So getting into the backs of the knees, the glutes, the hamstrings. And then settle in the middle, planting the hands and stepping back to your first downward facing dog. Hands are around shoulder width apart, feet are around hip distance. Spine is lengthened, triceps rotated to the back of the room. Upper back is wide, ears between the biceps, and heels begin to descend, so they never have to touch. You may keep them bent here as this is the first downward facing dog. You can even pedal out the feet. And then when you're ready, just start to settle, enjoying all of the benefits this posture gives us. Such a nice way to stretch. And from here, we'll move into a couple of plank rolls. You may have to adjust the feet slightly. On an inhale, zipping up through the midline, rolling the body forward, coming into a plank. Pausing in plank, protracting the shoulder blades, really pushing the hands into the earth and zipping up the whole front body, and then rolling back to downward facing dog. So we'll move through a few of these. Inhaling forward to plank, back to dog. Feel the movement coming from the belly. Two more. Inhaling forward, exhaling back, forward, and back to dog. Just bring the knees down, come off the hands for a moment, roll out the wrist. And we'll continue. So coming back to plank pose. On an inhale, the right leg will lift off of the floor, so you're in plank. Right knee comes to right elbow, and then lift the knee up to the side. Bring the knee back down and step back to plank. So you might see it better on the left side. Left leg lifts, keeping it parallel to the earth. Knee to elbow, then lift up, back down, and come back. And keep doing this each side. Right knee in, right knee lifts, step back. Left leg lifts, left knee in, left knee lifts, step back. One more, right foot lifts, right knee in, lifts. Left leg, knee in, knee lift, step back, and back to downward facing dog. Take a free breath. You ground down into the hands, look forward, bend the knees, jumping forward into Malasana. So the feet come either side of the hands, seat comes down, palms to chest. Your Malasana might be here. Embrace whatever Malasana is yours, then really grounding down into the feet. We're standing up, palms to the sky, come back down, hands come down, and we jump back to a bent knee, downward facing dog, and straighten the legs. If you don't want to jump forward into Malasana, you can step each foot forward individually. Inhale, exhale, jump forward, stand up, come down, bent knee dog. Again, forward, up, down, back. A few more of these. So these are a bit like burpees. One more. And then bring the knees down and come into a child's pose. Stacking the fists and resting the head. Catching your breath. And then when you're ready, we'll come back to downward facing dog. Get your hands in a good position, feet in a good position. Inhale, right leg to the sky. Exhale, right foot steps up. Low lunge. Inhale, all the way up. High lunge. Take a breath or two here. And leaning forward into aeroplane lunge. Grounding down into this front heel. Arms are behind and coming into aeroplane. So left leg lifts. Parallel to the earth as best you can. Hip bones are facing downwards. Then inhale, sweep all the way through for standing star. With arms up to the sky. And then the next posture is full warrior three with the arms extended in front. Hands will come down, standing split. Keeping the hands on the earth and the left leg extended to the sky. Start to bend the right knee and come into a jiva squat. So the left knee comes to the right calf. Extend up. 2 more of these. Bend. Extend. Bend. Extend. And plant the hands. And you can either step back to plank or jump back to a one-legged chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. So there was a lot there. We'll do it again a couple of times. We have the second side to go through. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, left foot steps up. High lunge for a moment. Getting your stable base. Exhale forward into aeroplane lunge. All the weight coming forward onto this front heel. And the toe mounds. Zipping up the core. Stepping forward, coming into aeroplane pose. Then when you're ready, swinging through for standing staff. Arms come up. Then full warrior 3. Standing splits. Jiva squat times 3. So that's 1, 2, 3. Grounding down, either stepping back to plank or jumping back to a one-legged chaturanga. Going through a vinyasa, and we all meet in dog. Taking a breath or 2 here, reconnecting. So that was quite a heating sequence. Involved a lot of muscle engagement, balance, brain power. We'll do it through one more time. Take an inhale, and an exhale. Inhale, right leg lifts. Step up, high lunge. Aeroplane lunge. Aeroplane. Standing star. Full warrior 3. Standing split. 3 jiva squats. That's 1, 2, 3. Plant the hands. Jump back. Take a vinyasa. Meet in dog. Take a free breath. Side B. Inhale, left leg lifts. Step up. High lunge. Aeroplane lunge. Aeroplane. Standing star. Full warrior 3. Standing splits. Jiva squat. 1. Jiva squat 2. Jiva squat 3. Plant the hands. Jump back. Take a vinyasa. Downward facing dog. Take a breath or so, reconnect. And we'll move on to second standing flow. The destination will be warrior 2. Inhale, right leg lifts. Step up. Warrior two. Front knee over front ankle, hips parallel, arms to a T. And on an inhale, straighten the front leg, lift the front toe, and come back into this reverse triangle. Front foot plant. And we're moving into a variation of triangle. So you may want to shorten the start. Initially, we come forward into full triangle. The hand comes to the shin, the floor, a block, or your toe. From here, engage that side body, lift the bottom arm and extend it out directly in front of you. So towards me, holding here. And the destination from here is half moon. So bending into this front leg. I'm going to shuffle back because I'm at the end of my patio, opening up into half moon. This top leg that's extended behind, we're going to do 5 leg lifts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Destination, goddess, bending into the front leg, coming back, sitting deep into these hips, palms to the chest, coming up onto the toes and holding for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Heels come down. We come into 5-pointed star. Feet face forward. Hands to the hips. Engage your root lock. Descend the tailbone. Tip from the hip crease. Coming into Prasarita Padottanasana A. So your head may or may not touch the earth. And breathing here. Keeping the legs engaged, keeping the core engaged. The core is actually crucial in this posture as it pulls our torso towards our legs. On an inhale, straighten the arms so the body comes parallel to the earth. Exhale, hands to hips. Inhale, engage the front spine all the way up. Come back into 5-pointed star. Warrior two. One-legged vinyasa. Of course, you can do a 2-legged vinyasa, or you can go straight to dog or straight to child. Side B, inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, destination warrior two. Getting your good base, front knee over front ankle, hips parallel, arms to a T. Then inhale, straighten the front leg, lift the front toes, reverse triangle, stretching out the side. Regular triangle briefly. And lifting the bottom arm, extending it straight out in front of you, engaging that core. Breathing deep. Top hand to top hip, destination half moon. I should have told you to put a block at the top of your mat, but I'm sure you're aware already. And then 5 leg lifts here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Destination goddess. Sitting deep into the hips. Knees tracking over the toes. And then lifting the heels for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Heels come down, 5-pointed star. Toes face forward. Hands to the hips. And we'll be coming to Prasarita Padottanasana B. So the hands remain on the hips. The elbows come together as if you're holding a beach ball between them. That's how I remember it. B for beach ball. Lengthen on an inhale and exhale, descend forward. Allowing the head to come down. Elbows moving together at the back of the body. Long, even breaths. Releasing. Using that core. Inhale, come back up to the midline, halfway. Exhale, inhale all the way up. 5-pointed star. Warrior 2. One-legged Vinyasa. We will do that one more time each side when then you're done with the standing poses. Inhale, right leg lifts. Warrior 2. Reverse triangle. Regular triangle. Lift the bottom arm triangle. Top hand to top hip. Bend the front knee. Half moon. Release the top arm up to the sky. 5 leg lifts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A goddess pose. Lift the heels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5-pointed star. Feet come together. Prasarita Padottanasana C. So this is interlacing the fingers behind the back. Chest lifts and opens. And exhale, descend forward. So if you're very open in the shoulders, your hands might actually touch the floor. Mine do not. I was in an Ashtanga class once and the teacher was pushing my arms down to the floor. I thought, oh my goodness, you're going to break my arm. Breathe in deep. Really squeeze the shoulder blades together. And then exhale. Inhale halfway up. Exhale. And then all the way back up. 5-pointed star. Warrior 2. One-legged Vinyasa. And meet in dog. Take a breath breath. And begin. Inhale, left leg lifts. Warrior 2. Reverse triangle. Regular triangle. Floating triangle. Half moon. 5 leg lifts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Descend back to goddess. Heels lift. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Heels down. 5-pointed star. Toes flip forward in front of the heels. Prasarita Padottanasana D. Inhale, lengthen. And as you exhale, tip forward. Grabbing the big toes. Lengthening out of the spine and then descending down. If you can't grab the big toes, it's not a problem. If you do have hold of the big toes, press the thumb into the index finger and the middle finger. Do not press it into the earth. And inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the hips. Inhale, all the way back up. 5-pointed star. Warrior 2. One-legged vinyasa. Downward facing dog. Knees to the earth, as wide as the mat. Child's pose. Bring the forehead to the earth or stack the fists, however feels good, and just release here. Allow the breath to return to your pattern. Feel good about what you've done. Whatever version you did is the version that's good for you. Never compare yourself to anyone else on the mat. We all have our own journey, and our bodies all have their own stories. And then from child's pose, we're going to snake forward into cobra, sphinx, which is a supported cobra. So snake was a good word to use. So the hips come face down on the earth. Legs are extended behind with the tops of the feet flat to the floor. Allow the elbows to be just slightly in front of the shoulders. Widen the collarbones. Lengthen out of the spine. So this is an extension of the spine. Gazing point is just in front of the mat. And breathe here. You can almost feel like you're pulling your elbows back so they don't actually move, but there's a sort of force pulling them back, and that helped extend the spine a little bit more. You can breathe here. We will progress on from Sphinx to 2 more backbends, because 3 is a charm, and the best warm-up for backbends is Backbends. So you can remain in Sphinx if this suits your body, or we can move into locust. So allowing the body to come down, forehead to the earth. Arms come behind with the tops of the hands on the floor, palms to the sky. Zipping up the legs together, rounding the pubic bone, engage in the core, and on an inhale, lift the upper body and the leg. Looking again just in front of the mat, so you don't want to crank the neck too much, and breathe here. 1, 2, 3. Engage in that whole of the back body. 4 and 5. And slowly release down. Stack the palms and place the right cheek down to the earth. Breathing. You can either do that locust again, or you can do bow pose, which is the next progression, or you can always do Sphinx. Coming back to the midline, bringing the arms behind, grounding down that pubic bone into the earth, engaging the front spine. And on an inhale, everything lifts up, grabbing the outside of the ankles or the feet. You inhale, lifting up for bow pose, using the strength of the legs to help lift the body. And breathe here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Slowly release down without slingshotting the legs, stacking the hands, and then turning the left cheek towards the earth. Breathing here. So it's very hard to breathe in that posture, because with the spine in extension like that, it's as if your body is in a giant inhale. So you are slightly restricted as you try to exhale. So if you did struggle with your breath, that is normal. So, of course, in yoga, we never sacrifice the breath for the movement. The more you practice, the more accommodating your body becomes to these postures. And we don't use the body to get into the postures. We use the postures to get into the body. Return the head back to the midline. Push back and just come to sit on the heels in a thunderbolt. Just allow the spine to go back to its normal shape. You can close the eyes with the palms on the lap. Backbends are very exhilarating and energizing. They can make you feel really good. So just take a moment here to absorb all of that goodness. And breathe deeply. From here, come forward onto hands and knees and step back into downward facing dog. Moving into a version of pigeon, deer pose. On an inhale, right leg to sky. Exhale, right knee comes towards the right wrist and right foot towards the left wrist. And just plonk yourself down. Bringing the legs into a 90-90 shape. So this right leg is coming directly out of my right hip. The knee is at 90 degrees, and so is the ankle, and the opposite leg is as well. And then moving forward over this front leg. So this posture is similar to pigeon. If you struggle with pigeon pose, this gets a little bit more of an external rotation of the hip. You can feel more accessible. We did a lot of work on the glute today, so this is a great way to stretch it out. And inhale, coming back up, coming forward on the hands, stepping back to downward facing dog. Having a little pedal, and then left leg lifts. Deer on this side. Getting those 90-90 angles. Reaching out of the way, and then coming forward over this front hip. Deep breathing. Maybe the head extends all the way down to the earth. I'm very mindful when I lean forward like this that the sound goes all muffled on the microphone. So if you ever see me not all the way down, that's probably the reason. So you can bring the head all the way down or stack the palms one on top of each other. I like doing that too. And then inhale, come back up. We'll move into a forward fold. So there's two options here. You can do Paschimottanasana, which is the standard forward folding over the body, or you can do it as on your back, which is what I'm going to do, making sure I got enough room behind me. Coming all the way over. Well, actually, I need to remove the hair clip. And coming over. So you can do Halasana, or this is not quite Halasana. I can't even actually remember what this posture is called. Urdhva Paschimottanasana. I just made that up. Upward facing forward. Ignore me. So the bonus of doing it like this is it actually keeps your spine in complete integrity because your spine is completely flat rather than rounding.
Okay.
And whatever version you are in of this posture, slowly release all the way down onto the back. We will bring the knees to tabletop, arms to a cactus, and allow the knees to gently fall over onto one side for our reclined twist, the head facing the opposite direction. Then back to the midline, and over to the other side. Back to the midline. Give yourself a little squeeze, hugging those knees in tight, lifting the head up, maybe kissing each knee, kinking your leg, getting you through the class. And then when you're ready, slowly release out into final relaxation, Savasana. Palms to the sky, feet flop open, shoulders are nestled down the back. Back of the neck is long with the chin slightly tucked. Closing the eyes. Turning the arrows of attention inward. Letting go of any expectation you've held for yourself during that class. Instead, celebrate yourself for what you did and all the goodness you have brought to your body, to your heart, and to your mind. Before you start to move again, call to mind 3 things that you are grateful for in your life. Whatever those things are, mentally send some good energy to them. Maybe they are people, pets, places, something in nature. I know every morning when I walk on the beach, I feel grateful for the ocean. And when you're ready, just start to bring some movement back into the fingers and toes. Maybe start to roll the femurs in the hip socket. Use your shoulders. And bringing the legs together and the arms overhead for a full body stretch. Inhaling, feeding that energy into the body and assimilate as prana throughout. And slowly, one by one, bringing the knees into the chest, giving yourself another little squeeze. Maybe rocking on the sacrum. And then when you're ready, roll over onto your favorite side. Pausing in the fetal position. Here, when it feels good for you, keeping the eyes closed, slowly push up to a comfortable seat. Bringing the hands together at the heart space. And I'll close class by saying thank you for practicing with me. I truly appreciate everybody that does. And I hope to see you again soon. Thank you. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed that class. I did get a bit hot and sweaty as the sun came in towards the end of it. I do have a menopause toolkit I've just released, which is for women like me that experience the menopause. There's a journal in there, a yoga needle practice, a guided visualization, and some other bits and pieces that can really help you as you move through your menopause journey. If you haven't got time to dig out all the information online, because there is just tons of it and it's so overwhelming, I've gathered it all together for you. You can find the link below for that. And I hope to see you again soon. Thank you.